The income that government get to develop economy.
Income that government get to maximize the social welfare.
I think income that government use to develop the nation and maximize welfare.
I only know GST or now SST.
Tax, tariff, or maybe investment?
Tax, 1 MDB.
As far as I know, the most common one is tax. Other than that, the revenue that government get from petroleum and gas, and central bank.
Self-service tax, as we know as SST, and also corporate tax.
GST, SST, and personal income tax.
Tax revenue is the income that is gained by governments through taxation. Taxation is the primary source of income for a state. Revenue may be extracted from sources such as individuals, public enterprise, trade, royalties on natural resources, and foreign aid. Most governments come to power with the pledge to lower tax because it is politically popular and it makes sense because no one likes to pay tax. Since tax revenue is the most important revenue, government has to make sure taxpayers pay their tax. In order to create willingness among taxpayers to pay tax, it is important to create an understanding among taxpayers on how and where the money collected spent by the government. It is important to inform the taxpayers on their roles in developing the country, like paying tax to raise the revenue for the government to develop the country. Tax policy is a choice by a government as to what tax to levy, in what amounts, and on whom. It has both microeconomic and macroeconomic aspects. The macroeconomic aspect concerns the overall quantity of tax to collect, which can inversely affect the level of economic activity. This is one component of fiscal policy.
One has to ask oneself, what are the other sources of income that you need? Do you want to reduce your sources of income? Do you want to continue to rely on commodities, given the fluctuations that we've seen globally? Do you want to reduce your portfolio of income sources in the country? And one has to ask oneself, what will you give up once you give up the GST? What service, what benefit, what spending do you want to give up?
That was something that is a key priority for the agenda of Malaysia, especially when it comes to fueling the growth of the future, investing in its young people, sending them abroad, getting them to come back on scholarships, getting them to work for the country, especially in governments or running private corporations. So those are some of my first impressions. Very, very positive.
Somebody in Kuala Lumpur. A family with 5 kids will earn the same as a family with 1 kid. So the targeting needs to be tackled more. But these are important, and these are things that actually the GST and others provide a revenue for you to be spending more on.